Good morning, welcome back to the Thursday edition of the vlog. It's 3 days now until the Chorley GP, the first Premier calendar race of the year for us. I'm going to take a couple of easier days leading up to the event, but today's like my last training session, or my last session with efforts, I should say. And as usual, the start of the vlog, weather check. It's not too bad today. I mean, we got some overcast, we got some clouds in the sky. It's quite warm outside, and Lexi seems pretty happy. I mean, her tail's wagging. So now that I've got my, a new GoPro, I'm back on the K-Edge GoPro Garmin integrated mount. I've taken off the standard out front Wahoo mount that was supplied with my computer. Now the mount between Garmin and Wahoo is similar, but it's not exactly the same. So I have, like with these K-Edge mounts, you can switch between a Garmin and a Wahoo like adapter thing. I've ordered one of those from Sigma Sports, but it hasn't yet arrived, so I'm just using my Garmin mount, and I've like adapted it a little bit so it allows the Wahoo to fit in there, but it's like super loose. So it'll do for now, like it'll do for training, but I don't want to risk racing with the Garmin insert. Hopefully my Wahoo one arrives before Sunday. But yeah, moving on, short ride today. Just going to do a couple of hours with a couple of efforts up the climb at Rivington, which is the Chorley GP climb. Talked about a million times in this vlog now. Gonna go over to Chorley, do a couple of reps up there, just to familiarise myself completely with that climb. And yeah, last hard training session before Sunday. Let's get it. Alright, half an hour later now, I just cruised out to Chorley. It's not actually that far from my house, it's only like 15 kilometres. But there is a climb right in front of me, and you can't see a thing today because it's just behind these clouds. It looks pretty misty up there, but I'm going to do a couple of reps like I said. And I always think, like, I find it hard to kind of portray in like the video with my voice, like how hard or how steep this climb is. Particularly right at the bottom and right at the top, the climb, it kicks up pretty high. So I've got the GoPro on today, and I'm going to put some like gradient and elevation overlay so you can see like how you can see what we're up against on Sunday. And bear in mind, we're going to do this thing 6 times. Second of 2 efforts today. Mate, it is so bleak up here today. Hopefully all this cloud's going to clear before the race on Sunday. It's also ridiculously windy. If I put that down, you can probably hear the wind now. They're not hearing me speaking very well. I'm going to cruise back down here now. It's like a 6-minute descent. It's actually pretty nice going down. Like the side we go up, going down that side is pretty nice. And then cruise home pretty steady. Then it's time to rest up, get the feet up, and just chill out now ahead of Sunday. Woo! Just got home from my 2-hour training ride. I always find when I'm doing like shorter days, like 1 hour or 2 hours, it always seems to go a lot slower than when I'm doing like 4
hours, because like in my mind I'm thinking that it's a shorter ride, so I'm expecting it to be over sooner, and then it's not. Yeah, it's just a weird psychological process. Most of you guys follow me on Strava, but I thought I would quickly just reel off a few of the stats from today's ride. I might start doing this at the end of like my training when I get home. Drop a like on this video if you want me to start doing this in all the videos. So yeah, 2 hours today, 54 kilometers. The overall ride was an average power of 200 watts, normalized of 260 watts, and there was 800 meters of climbing, and that's pretty much it. Oh, the average temperature on today's ride, the average temperature was 6 degrees. The minimum was 4 at the top of Rewington, at the top of the climb. Within the clouds, within the mist, it was 4 degrees. It didn't actually feel that cold though. Like, I didn't have gloves and I wasn't cold. Alright, so today I've made a decision, something that I've been thinking a lot about, and that is my PowerTap P1 pedals. As you all know, I was very kindly sent a power meter by PowerTap. I use the pedal-based PowerTap P1 pedal power meter, and I've been using those for maybe 6 months now, quite a long time. And I just want to say before I get into this, they're probably one of like the most versatile power meters that I've ever owned. It's so easy to change between one bike to another. I've never experienced any problems with them, any dropouts. They've been 100% reliable, and if you're not a crit rider and you're more of a recreational cyclist, I really do think they are one of, if not the best option for a power meter. However, a recreational cyclist I am not. That did not make sense, did it? I'm not a recreational cyclist. I'm a competitive cyclist. I'm a racing cyclist, and I've made a decision to come away from the PowerTap pedals. In terms of a power meter, I have ordered a new one that I've paid my own money. I've paid full retail price for this power meter. I'm not going to share with you what it is until it arrives yet. And the power meter that I have ordered is a crank-based power meter, and therefore I need a pair of pedals. So I just got a standard pair of Ultegra Shimano pedals. I mean, you can't go wrong with Shimano pedals from my experience. Now, the reason why I am switching from PowerTap pedals to a different brand or to a crank-based power meter, there's two reasons actually. The first reason is a couple of times when I've been training, and also in my first sort of proper race of this year, the Eddie Soanes road race, I was in the brake. Last lap I went to attack the brake and I unclipped out on my pedal. I just thought at first this was a little bit of a fluke, and then since that race I've pulled out on my pedals a couple more times in training. And like, when you start pulling out of your pedals, I feel like you never commit yourself to a sprint 100% fully, because you know in the back of your mind you might pull out of that pedal. So as soon as that starts happening, there's no way to mentally overcome that from like my personal experience. So already in the back of my mind, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna pull out of these pedals whenever I do. You know, if I come into a sprint in a race, I'm in the bunch sprint, I'm gonna pull out my pedals. I just want to say I've been using the PowerTap supplied cleats. But yeah, they are on the tightest setting, and it's never happened to me before. The second reason is because, as you can see from this little overlay here, the power meter is based underneath the pedal, so it's quite bulky underneath the pedal. Now, like, I've already caught the bottom of both sides. I've already gouged the bottom of the pedal quite a lot, and that's only from training. I mean, I've not even done any crit racing yet, and like with the team there's going to be a lot of crit racing this year. Actually, I mean, I've done a couple of crits, but with the team this year we're going to be doing the elite crit series, and I'm going to be doing a whole host of midweek crits just because I love doing them. Like, I enjoy racing those midweek crits, and something that I like to do is get low and pedal around corners, which in the past this hasn't been a problem ever until now. I've got the PowerTap pedals on, where the battery and the power meter is housed underneath the pedal, so it's quite bulky on the bottom, and therefore I can't get as low around corners whilst continuing to pedal. Whereas on these Shimano pedals, it's quite like beneath the pedal is quite a low profile, as you can see, so I shouldn't have any problems with catching the pedals on the corners. Now, this is a decision that I've been thinking about for quite a while. You know, PowerTap sent me those pedals out of their own generosity for a bit of publicity in this vlog, but you know, when something just isn't fit for like my personal purpose, I need to be honest with myself, and if I'm not happy with something, regardless if I got sent it for free or whether I paid for it, then I need to change that particular thing. PowerTap, no hard feelings. I do still love your products, and I'm going to put those pedals onto my winter bike. They will make a perfect power meter for my winter bike.
One eternity later.
This is the glamorous side of life as a cyclist, life as an athlete. I've pretty much spent the whole of my evening sat on this chair doing absolutely nothing. That's what I've been doing. But a few days ago it got officially announced that me, as long as I'm fit and well, and some of my teammates were heading over to Ireland to compete in the RAS. It's an 8-day stage race of like 150 kilometers a day around Republic of Ireland. It's a UCI 2.2 race. It's going to be by far the biggest race that I've ever done. That's going to be at the end of May, and as I mentioned in previous videos, the start of May we are again over in Ireland, but we're in the north of Ireland racing the Tour of Ulster, which is a 3-day stage race around Northern Ireland. Now I know that the vlogs at the minute are a little bit more slower paced, much less going on. I'm just sort of in a bit of a bubble at the minute, like of training, recovering, just trying to get myself as fit as possible at the minute, and trying to find a little bit of form after this, after the illness that I had a few weeks ago. But don't worry, I've been putting plans in place, particularly for the Tour of Ulster and the RAS, in terms of like the vlogs and how I'm going to format these videos. And I mean, I think you're going to like it. I'm not going to spoil any surprises just yet, but just be sure to know that once my race season properly kicks off, we've got the Rutland Siskel Classic, Tour of Ulster, the RAS, all of the UK Premier calendar series. Once all that kicks off, these vlogs are going to be lit. Yeah, I used the L word. But anyway guys, until then, you're just going to have to bear with me. I want to say a massive thank you for everyone who compacts every day and watches the videos. Everyone in the CC family represent. But yeah, thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you tomorrow at 5 PM.